Ich gehöre längst nicht mehr zur Welt der Sterblichen. Ich fürchte hier nichts und niemanden. Willst du wissen, wer ich bin? Ich bin Vegeta!
Hello guys, it's Shockwave. Can we back here once again? And let's start the video. Before we get into that, today's the day. Once again, May 11th, 2000, over 21 years ago, the legend of Dairy High King was born into this world. And once again, it's another birthday that shows up. So just happy birthday to me, I guess. But all happy birthdays days aside, you saw the title of that video. The truth behind the reunion chapter finally revealed. I just thought about this. Now, recently in the video I made with the whole top 10 scene that was cut out of the anime, a person commented inside that video. His name was Kenneth McCarthy Jr. He was just like, oh, you know, Rio looks different. I was like, yeah, I love the evolution of the art style. He's like, yeah, but Kenneth McCarthy Jr. thought, or his opinion was that Ippo's mother gonna have an influence to return, and I was like, yeah, it was gonna be that, his father, or something about his curiosity with the whole, oh, you know, what does it mean to be strong? Which he was thinking that, and especially back when he had the whole hype to fight Miata. But then I just thought about, what was the whole point of the reunion high school, like the whole high school reunion chapter? Because it just kind of showed up. Everybody said, oh, Ippo was the same. He was the same. He was like, I'm the same. He's like, yeah, he's the same. And I just went on, took that chapter. I was, oh, it's 1200 yeah 1200 chapter woman at Kawa. She somehow came back. How is it even possible? Where the hell did she come from? But what we were supposed to get, what I just realized what we were supposed to get out of that chapter was the fact that Ippo has not changed. It's been like at least like 7-8 years since Ippo started boxing. After all that time, Ippo have not changed. And somebody said, what significance does it have with it change? Now in that video which I pointed out, it was like number 8 or 9, how the significance of the Mike Tyson collection, how just the story of Mike Tyson from a nice kind boy to a world champion boxer, Mike Tyson was able to recreate himself and become reborn into a new person. But the thing is with Ippo, he wanted to imitate the exact same thing. And as you can see from the high school reunion chapter, all his old classmates, friends, and people used to go to school with him, even Akawa, and everybody pretty much said the exact same notion. Ippo has not changed. He has not changed at all. Ippo has yet to obtain that rebirth he's been looking for ever since he started boxing, to imitate Mike Tyson fully. Now his boxing style has advanced and it changed up and became more unique to his own way. But even then, after over 7 to 8 years of boxing, after going against the number 2 in the world, what has Ippo achieved? Because not only has he not answered the question of what does it mean to be strong, he has not achieved the rebirth that he was looking for ever since the beginning. Bad thing? It's up to Ippo to decide, because we don't know what Ippo was trying to achieve. Even back then, Ippo never gives a clear answer. A clear answer on what does he mean by he want to become reborn. Is it just becoming a stronger person? Is it becoming a better person than he used to be? Is it no longer being picked on? What does it mean for Ippo to become reborn? I literally did not think about this until recently, literally minutes ago. Like you could check, I just recently responded to Kenneth McCarthy Jr. I was just like, you know, it's just like, yeah, the point is gonna be that his mother, or the whole what does it mean to be strong thing. And then I thought about it. Ippo never was. It was another thing that was. I don't know if it was implied in the anime. It's been a few decades, right? It's been a few decades. So not literally, of course. It's been a few decades since I've seen the anime, just episode after episode, especially those early episodes. Since unlike most people, I first saw a trailer of Hajime Ippo like years ago, like 2015 at E3 or something, at some game of reveal press conference or something like that. And then later on, it's like there was a box anime, and then I started off with episode 16, and that's how I got into anime. And then it just led me into the manga. That's how it started. So it has been a while, but I have recently reread the chapters for that whole 10th thing that was kind of the anime, and I do remember minutely and refinedly that another reason Ippo wanted to box was to become a totally different person. Or, I say in a better word, similar to me, I don't want to change who I am. I just want to evolve into a better person. So similar to Ippo, what does Ippo try to become? What was Ippo trying to evolve into? What was he trying to achieve? Because apparently it seems like not only did he not find out the answer, what does it mean to be strong, he also never did become that new person that he was trying to become. Now we're not trying to see Ippo turn into like a Takamura or a Sendo, but like I said before, with the whole crossing the line. It is not about being mad. It is not about being angry, because Ippo already turned down that twice. First, he gets Kojima when he busted up Kojima's face, made him give all that extra memory loss because he didn't remember nothing what happened from that night. And then it's just like, I don't ever feel like that again. I betrayed the coach's teaching, and I'm gonna feel that again. The second time this happened, the second time that proved that Ippo's supposed monster mode won't be a mad Ippo, is the whole Tei situation. Ippo got the maddest he could ever be, smacked the life out of Tei, needed life support and everything. He was just stretched out across the pavement. And then what happened after that? Ippo tried to turn himself into the police because he didn't want to be that person. So his rebirth is not some type of angry or just relentless or just merciless person. What that goes back to the fact that what does it mean to become a monster? Like I theorized before, I think I said in that whole Why Ippo Lost video, that it's not about becoming mad. It's like some type of physical, mental transformation where it's just like it's how you see your opponent. I can't really explain. You gotta go back to watch the video. But yeah, I just thought about that because the whole thing was what's going to be the trigger for Ippo to return, what's going to happen, this and that. And then you think about it, Ippo never did achieve his original goals. He never found out what it means to be strong, and he never achieved that Mike Tyson rebirth he was looking for either. And on top of that, we haven't heard mentions of Ippo's father in a while either. And what significance would his father have? Who knows? Anything could happen with that. About how his father can inspire him to get back into the ring. We don't know. We never did find out how I think her name is Hiriko, Ippo's mother name. I might be wrong. I think it is Hiriko. We never found out how she met Ippo's mother at first. Well, Ippo's father, and how the whole relationship started. We got what Ippo's father was doing. We got the whole how. Actually, you remember that story that Ippo's father told him? No, Ippo's mother told him about his father. Was it like every time he get into a fight with like a strong person, he would just imagine him like a fish? Which goes back to the whole thing I theorized. It's like something about not seeing your opponent as a human being anymore, and it's just not really going on that, but it's all just splitting. But I think that also might ties into the whole what Ippo's trying to achieve his rebirth. Because honestly, after Ippo becomes a monster across that line, his personality is not going to change, but his outlook on boxing will. And how, like, not really how he treats the sport, but how he treats his opponent in his matches. And I can't really put my thumb on it, because it was once a period of time I was just like, yeah, I got it. But now this adds the whole Mike Tyson significance, because honestly, you know, some of the things that were cut out from the anime, some things were major, other things wasn't. But it was a whole fit that didn't cover the whole why Ippo chose the boxing in the first place, and it wasn't just for boxing or to stand up to bully or just become stronger. He just wanted to imitate the whole Mike Tyson story as well and become reborn. And it just opened the credence because number one, we haven't had a new chapter going on about 2 weeks. If nothing shows up this week, it's 2 weeks with no new chapter. I've seen nobody post up anything about chapter 1340. Absolutely nothing. So maybe they're holding back for a special or something. But yeah. So it could be anything. It's always been a wonder of what would happen, what would trigger him, what would we do this and that. At least I always ponder what would. Each of the things, which is why I think the whole Kumi video is still getting views, because it's just like Kumi still will play a role. It all depends who's going to win the Mukanuchi Wars. Who would Ippo end up at the end of the day? Because honestly, I don't know. There's too many characters. Mari claims he's out of the game, but I doubt that's true. So absolutely anything can happen. So it's just one of those things where I'm just as curious to see how this turns out, just as anybody else. Because this is quite interesting. Like anything can happen here. Like absolutely anything. Because it's the fact that there's still story details out there. There's still characters like Amai. Because in my opinion, it's all but confirmed that Ippo and Itagaki gonna have a falling out, or Itagaki gonna leave the gym for his own reasoning. And it's kind of already implied that maybe Nanako might go out with Amai, but there's no guarantee of that. Well, finally, the moment he looks cool, he just goes and do something stupid. So it all depends on Nanako, the MVP, the savage, it all depends on that. But I'm not gonna go through Nanako's whole credentials, why I call her that. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on. And when I thought about that whole thing, what triggered Ippo's return is the fact that honestly, when you look back on it, Ippo hasn't changed. He's still the exact same person he was at the beginning of the series. He just hasn't. So it all depends on what Ippo is trying to achieve. Because he's not trying to become some type of savage, some type of monster who just mangles and wrangles his opponents. He's obviously not trying to achieve that. So the question is, what is it? What is Ippo's ideal of a rebirth? What was he trying to gain? Because now you have friends, family. You got everything you could ever wanted, but the whole rebirth he was looking for through boxing. And also the infamous question of what does it mean to be strong? What is the answer? What is it? What is it? Because Ippo, like, Sendo got his own version of that question as well. Of what does it mean? But that mainly refers to looking up to the ideal of his father, which is... sometimes I forget the parallels between Ippo, since they're so different. So different. Because Sendo fights at mid-range, Ippo fights in close range. They're similar but different. Ippo try to block his opponent's punches. Sendo, half the time, he just doesn't care. He just takes the hit and just keep what Sendo's is. And sometimes you forget there are those parallels because the differences. But Sendo still has that question as well. What does it mean to be strong? But that's mainly look up to the ideal of his father, which is the same thing Ippo is also doing in a way as well. Looking up to the ideal of his father. Some concern. I forgot those. Like seriously, I forgot those parallels existed. Even with Miyata, he's trying to imitate, and now hopefully recently he's finally evolved from imitation of his father to becoming better than his father was with his father's style. So there's a lot of father inspiration here, going back and forth. A lot of father inspiration. A lot of it. And also, I was unaware that Sendo's mother also passed away, and she died at birth. I thought she just abandoned him, gave him that semi-moral treatment, but I forgot all about that his mother died at birth, or around that time, and his father was taking care of him. But the whole firefighter accident happened, and sadly, Sendo's pappy is no longer with us. So it's just I don't really know how much I'm gonna edit this video. I'm gonna try to put in a little something in there. But I forgot all about that. What does it mean to be strong for Ippo Makunuchi? What is he trying to become? That is the question. Because, like, honestly, if after all this time, the supposed grand Ippo rebirths haven't happened yet, so what is Ippo trying to become? Because at least with the whole I'm strong thing, it can be anything. Because obviously becoming the whole I'm strong thing wasn't becoming Japanese champion. And not cool the fact we haven't got the whole follow-up with Ippo's mother saying, oh, I finally see one of your fights when you know you're not going to get hit. I guess you want him to turn into a full-blown Ricardo Martinez, which is not impossible, but it's just... some interesting things that still need to happen, and it's still concerning. Well, George, after 30 years, how do you feel? We're only halfway through the story. now, we won't take 30 more years, but George, you just said we're halfway through the story, George. What do you mean? What do you mean, George? He's a machine. You guys can say whatever you want. I don't believe George Morikawa is human. I just don't. But before I get into that, fun fact: not only do I share a birthday with Kaido, I also share. And I don't share a month with Kaido. I also share a month with Sendo himself. Takeshi Sendo is also born around the same time, like at least like 6 days before me. If you wanna do some math, but I don't believe George Morikawa is human. I believe he threw away humanity a long time ago. A long time ago, because just it's been over 30 years, George. You're roughly 55, going on 56, and it's just like, how many chapters can one man make? We're at over 123 chapters, volumes, over 1,300 chapters, and it's just like you revealed to the world, I'm only halfway done. A machine. But yeah, I'd like to know you guys' thoughts and opinions with the subject. What do you believe the significance of the whole reunion chapter was? Because I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was like a fun moment with Ippo going back through his history and a whole Akawa thing. But I forgot all about the whole thing of how Ippo even changed. He just habit. I'm pretty sure Imazawa would also agree that Ippo hasn't changed either. So it's just, what is Ippo trying to... This is like, if Ippo was to change, what would he actually become? Because in some way, it would still be the old essence, the old reminders of Ippo himself. But what does need to change? What needs to change? There's not gonna be too much in the personality. Is it his mentality? Because it's not physically, because he got one of the best physiques throughout the entire series. So it's just, what is it? What is they trying to achieve? What are they trying to see? Because even with the whole Ippo mother thing, the reason why I agree with him with that, because not only it's a possibility, it's the fact that basically she gave a tease that, oh, now Ippo is off on a brand new adventure. What do you mean, woman? What do you mean he's off on a brand new adventure? What are you talking about? What are you implying? What do you know what we don't know? But then again, that is a mother's intuition, so maybe I just want to understand. I can never become a mother or father, but it is. But that'll be Miss Chuckle King. Just a upload or a video on my birthday, and it's just what do you believe the whole significant? What do you believe Ippo will transform into, and what type of rebirth he was looking for? Because now that I think about it, it makes a lot of sense that his whole rebirth and his whole what does it mean to be strong are two things he was looking for. But the whole rebirth thing wasn't brought up at all afterwards. It was just about the whole what does it mean to be strong. That was it. So it's quite funny. I remember that now. It's quite funny. But yeah, I've been Mr. Chuckle King. If you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. What do you mean to? What do you think it means to be strong? What do you think it means to become reborn? It's been Mr. Chuckle King. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.